That's what the title gonna be. Does color matter? Does color matter in the Bible? That's the topic of the conversation. Does color matter? I'm gonna get into this class. We ain't got much time. So I'm gonna show you that color matter. Color has always mattered in the Bible. And I'm gonna show you. Let me see. Hi, current buyer. All right. Trying to do something real quick. Does color matter in the Bible? So that's the topic of the conversation. The first thing I want to get off into is this magazine I have. I want you to see this magazine and the date. I want you to see the date on this magazine. This magazine is from literally 1968. And you might say, why do you have that magazine from 1968? Because we're going to talk about Egypt. The place they call Egypt was once called Kemet. And you mean, well, why we need to talk about that? Because what I'm about to show you is the children of Israel throughout the Bible was compared to the ancient people of Egypt. Anybody know that? When Jesus Christ fled, he fled to Egypt. When Joseph was sold, he was sold to Egypt. When Moses, he was in Egypt. So what we're going to do is I have this magazine from 1968. 1968. So we're going to get into this magazine and we're going to see what is it they was talking about Egypt in 1968. I'm going to get to, wait a minute, let me find it for y'all. Let me get to what I'm looking for, y'all. Hold up. I'm going to start all the way from the back and bring y'all a little bit to the front. Hey, you can tell these magazines came from the library. Hold on. I'm about to get it to y'all. Shalom, brother. Alazar. So let me read it with you. So many wonders. Ancient Egypt, for 2,000 years, the world's most magnificent civilization. So let me get down to what I'm talking about. Well, what I want to show y'all is from these magazines. I'm going to show you all the ancient people of Egypt. This magazine is from 1969, and you got to remember 1968. I want you to remember the children of Israel were always compared to the ancient people of Egypt. So I want to show you what these people look like. So it say that ancient Egyptians did not claim formal desert boundaries from this land, but was concerned in maintaining or trading routes. The key opposition to him, Egypt comprised of the Nile Valley, which is called Kemet, the Black Land. For centuries, southern frontiers of Egypt, blase, blase. Let me just keep showing y'all. See what the ancient people look at their hair. These are hieroglyphics on the walls. Y'all tell me if this look like a white Jewish man to y'all. These are the ancient people on the wall. Look at their hair. This magazine is from 1968. I collect these magazines to preserve history. You see this? These are hieroglyphics on the walls in Egypt. This is what the people look like. This is what the children of Israel was compared to. Do they look white to y'all? Let me keep going. And then I'm going to take you to color throughout the Bible. I'm going to run it through y'all. These the statues and stuff that they made out of clay. Do these look like white women to y'all? This is ancient Egypt. This is what the children of Israel was compared to throughout the Bible. They were compared to these people throughout the Bible. So let me keep going. So now I want to show y'all this. This is called The Full Evidence of Black Israelites in the Bible. This is a book. This book is of ancient pictures. So before I do this, I want to get off and read some color scriptures in the Bible. We're going to go to the book of Daniel. People always say, well, we don't know what God looked like. There ain't no color of God. They don't have no description of God. So I'm about to show you a description of God in the Bible. The Most High, not Jesus Christ. Go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. This is the description of the Most High in the Bible. So when Christians say they don't have a description of the Most High in the Bible, that's not true. Daniel chapter 7 and 9, it say this. And after this, I saw in the night vision, behold, 4 beasts. No, wait a minute. 7 and 9. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down. The Ancient of Days did sit. What did it mean when it say the Ancient of Days? The Ancient of Days meaning he didn't have a beginning. He don't have a start. He's the Ancient of Days. He's before days. So this is talking about the Creator, the Most High. He said, I beheld till the thrones was cast down. The Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow. So now we hear that the Most High have a garment. He said, and his hair on his head like pure wool. He had woolly hair. He said, and his fiery flame and his wheels burning. So let's keep going down. And okay, some people say, well, that could have been Jesus. That's the Most High. Jesus and the Most High is 2 different people. In that same chapter in Daniel, drop down to verse 13. It say, and I saw at night the vision and beheld one like the Son of Man, that's Jesus Christ, came with the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days. So now you got Jesus Christ on the clouds and he's presenting himself to the Ancient of Days, the Most High. 2 different people. We've shown you that the Most High in the Bible has a body figure, has woolly hair, just like Christ, just like the children of Israel. Let's go to Deuteronomy, let's go to Daniel, Revelations. We're going to go to Revelations now. And when you go to Revelations, we're going to start at 1, then I'm going to drop down. Revelations means to reveal in the Bible. That's what Revelations is. The revelations of Jesus Christ mean the revealing of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things that must shortly come to pass. And he sent a significant, he said, and he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. So now we're going to drop down to verse 13. And it says, and in the midst of 7 candles, let me jump up some. He said, verse 11, saying, I am the Alpha, the Omega, the first and the last, and what thou see, write in the book. So everything John is about to write, he sees it. The Most High said, what you see, write it in the book. So this is what John saw. In the midst of the 7 candles, the 7 churches, one like the Son of Man, that's Christ, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a grit about the paps with a golden griddle, meaning he had a belt around his garment. It said, and his head and his hairs were white like wool. You know how you done seen black people with white woolly hair, white like wool, and his eyes as a flame of fire, and his feet unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. When you burn anything, it turns black. This is a description of Christ. They say the skin was the color of brass as if it burned in the furnace. That means he was a black man. If you burn anything, it turns black. Why am I showing you this? Because y'all always say color don't matter. If my God put this in the Bible, then it mattered to him. So don't a Christian pastor, none of you weak and signified, sissified Negroes get to say what don't matter to the Most High. If you were so spiritual, you could see in the scriptures and see the color. You have to be spiritual to see this. So now let's go to the book Daniel. This is another description of Jesus Christ. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 10, 5 and 6. So when you go to Daniel, chapter 10, 5 and 6, it says, then I lift up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins was girdled with a fine gold of Upas, and his body also was like the beryl, and his face has the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet in color of polished brass, and his voice and his words like a voice of multitude. And Daniel alone saw the vision. So Daniel seeing another vision of Jesus Christ. There's two descriptions of Christ in the Bible, one description of the Most High in the Bible. So when y'all say it don't matter, it mattered because my God put it in the book. See, he put this in the book to identify who the children of Israel was. So when y'all say the children of Israel don't have a color, you're a lie. It's color all through the Bible. I'm going to keep showing you this. This is the color of the angel. Have you ever heard about the angels in the Bible? Angels are scary looking things in the Bible. I'm about to read them to you. Go to the book of Ezekiel, and we're going to see if we can get some more color out of this. We're going to go to Ezekiel chapter 1, and we're going to go through 5 and 7. And also out the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had likeness of man, and every one had 4 faces, and every one 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the soles of their feet was like the soles of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the color of polished brass. Even the angels had the color of polished brass. So we're going to keep going. I'm showing y'all color all through the Bible. I'm going to show you the angels got color. I'm showing you Christ got color. I'm showing you the Most High got a figure in a color. And it ain't white. And it ain't Middle Eastern that don't exist. So let's keep going. Let's go to Jeremiah 14 and 2. Let's see what color is the tribe of Judah. Most Bibles took this version, this version out. So when you get the newer Bibles, they ain't going to say this. And if you think I'm lying, I'm going to read it to you out here. And then when you go get a newer Bible, you're going to see they took the word black completely out the Bible. This is Jeremiah 14 and 2. It said, Judith mourneth. It said the real Jews, they are in mourning. And their gates thereof are language. Gates are set up to protect you. I mean, we don't have no protection. We don't have no leaders to protect us. He said, Judith mourning, and the gates thereof language. They are black unto the ground. It tells you that the real Jews are black. The tribe of Judah is black. The Bible tells you that. That's Jeremiah 14 and 2. If you don't find it in a newer Bible, that means you need the old King James 16:11. Let's go to the Songs of Solomon. We're going to keep going. We're just going to keep rolling. Solomon 1 and 5, it say, I am black, but calmly. That means I'm black and beautiful. That's what that means. He said, let's go to Job 30 and 30. When you go to the book of Job 30 and 30, it say, my skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. And yet my skin is burning, my skin is, I'm gonna keep going. Every time, I'm gonna give you nothing but color scriptures. This is Acts 13 and 1. This is the people that roll with Jesus Christ. Acts 13 and 1. He said, now there were at the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon that was called nigger. Now, you might say, man, they didn't say nigger in the Bible. See, what y'all don't know is the white man stole the word nigger too. The etymology of the word nigger derived from the word niger. So now I'm going to let you hear it, what they call the disciples.
Strong's G 3526. Niger.
That's how they pronounce the word. You want to know what the word means? It means black. It was a Latin word for black. It never meant to be derogatory. So now I want to show you this book. This is a book. This book is really a bigger book, but this is like a copy off the bigger book. And it said undeniable full color evidence of the black Israelites in the Bible. And all these pictures they're about to show you, these are the Sumerians. These are the people that was originally in what you would call the Middle East. That's why when I say I know the Middle East was originally black, the Canaanites, the Israelites, the Sumerians, That's long before the Arabs. What you people got to realize is the people that's in these lands now are not the original people in these lands. White people call themselves Americans. Are they originally from here? No, they come out the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. That's where they come from. They're not from here. You see, a lot of people in the lands are not the original people of them lands, but claim to be the people of that land. Let's keep going. They show you these stones. You see these black figures in these ancient stones? This stone was found in 1549. They said one of the biggest, he said one of the biggest false claims in our present time is that Egyptians were white, even though all the evidence points to contrary, and what we can see with our own eyes that the Egyptians were not Caucasian and did not paint themselves as Caucasians. So they're telling you that the people that's over there what no, the Greeks, the Romans, they came later. The original Egyptians, they were black. And they let you know they didn't even paint themselves as white. They painted themselves as black. You can look at the hieroglyphics on the walls. You got to remember, these are the people that the children of Israel was compared to throughout the Bible. So when y'all keep telling my color ain't in the Bible, you ain't not educated enough to see this. Because what you do is, we have something called Stockholm Syndrome. We follow whatever them people tell us to follow, and we don't question them. Even if the evidence is in our face, we're still questioning the evidence that's in our face. This is the pictures that they try to paint. But this is the original pictures. This is the original pictures. This is the picture later on they painted, but this is the original pictures. This is what these people look like. These people do not look like this. This is what they tried to come later with. This is the ancient picture of Moses. This is said when they said Moses had a dark complexion and he had the appearance of these stones. This was the appearance of the stones they compared Moses to. Our complexion. All these, when they told you that David was ruddy, this is what ruddy is, a reddish brown. That's ruddy. This is what David looked like. All these is ancient pictures I'm showing you. That would be ruddy, a reddish brown. You know, black people, we get this color too. Especially when the summertime comes, you see a whole lot of us get it's a shiny reddish brown we get. These are ancient pictures. I'm showing you nothing but ancient work, man. All ancient pictures. This is Judah. This is a picture of Judah. This is an old picture of Judah. I was trying to see what year it was painted. But this is what the tribe of Judah looked like in ancient pictures. All these pictures are historical pictures painted. Don't tell me color don't matter and you keep giving me a white Jesus and telling me don't matter. Why you can't give me a picture of the ancient pictures? These pictures is all up in Russia. You can find some of these pictures all throughout Europe. This is what the original pictures look like. You see what this say? This is what the scholars say. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons that lived through the flood. He came the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. So what they tell you is Ham was the forefather of the dark people, Hamites, but he wasn't the forefather of the Negroes. Yes, yes, yes. This is what the book is, but the Russian icon, they got a little bit more pictures, but this kind of like a copy up out of the Russian icon book, right? That's what this book coming from. Russia know the Jews is black. Russia show them they black. We the only ones stuck over here, and you know what's so sad, brother? When we be telling these white the people we have to fight hard against is our own black people. They don't want a black God. They rather worship a white man. They even going back so much as ancient times to show you what the people was originally over there looking like after we left. They were still darker. This from 700. This is from the 700s. Look at these people. Look at these tablets. These are black people. I'm not making this up. All these are ancient pictures from BC, before Christ, after Christ. These are old. Let me show you. Let me see when this painting was painted. This was painted in the 16th century. The 16th century, this painting was done. This picture was done between 578 and 598 is when this picture was done. Don't tell me color don't matter. If my God put description and color in the Bible, it mattered to him. Look at the Pope. You see the Pope? Do you see what this is? Look at the Pope and look at this. Look at the Pope. They even got a Black Mary up there. They know what the truth is. They got Black Mary. Look at the little black Jesus. Black Mary, Black Mary. This is all throughout Europe. This is from 1430. And this is from 54 AD. I want you to see the dates yourself. This is how old these paintings go back to. So these was like more than the original painting. Look at all of them got that little Black Mary, that little Christ. Look at them. This is from the 1400s. This is from the 15th century. This is from the 15th century. You can see it down here. And once again, why this white man got this black? Why is that like that? Ain't that the Pope? This is in the Vatican Church. Stop telling me color don't matter, and we can pull up all these ancient pictures, and the only people we fight with about color is niggas. Stop telling me that shit when I can pull all this up through our historical records. I can pull it up. So if all this identity is being hid, then that means color matter, black man. Stop telling me color don't matter. It don't matter to weak niggas who's too weak to stand up. I'm pulling it all. I'm showing you nothing but historical records. When we're doing the Dark Ages, it's also known as the Renaissance period. The Renaissance period means the rebirth, the recreation period. This is when they had the whiteout period. This is when Jesus Christ became white in the Renaissance period. Uh, uh, King James, everybody became white. Everybody you think historical, some of the baddest piano players became white. Everybody became white in the Bible. Everybody became white. They whited everything out. That's why now you got Superman white, Batman white, Dancing with the Wolves white, The Last Samurai white. You got white South Africans. 300, they white. Tarzan, everybody white now. Yeah, see, a lot of people don't understand that Renaissance period. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it to you out the Bible about the Renaissance period. I'm gonna read it to you when they said Malachi and Malachi. Let me read to you. It said, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet whereas thou hast loved us, was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob and I hated Esau. And I laid his mountains and his heritage to waste for the dragons in the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, thus said the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. And I shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom thou, the Lord, had indignation forever. Most High said, I'm going to have hatred for these people forever. The Most High said, yeah, they said you tore it down, but we're going to rebuild it. And see, he going to come back and tear this down. What they did is during the right out, the Renaissance period is the rebirth, the recreation. This is when they came back and recreated themselves, recreated them, or they call it the whiteout period. This is in the period when they whited out everything. Everything became white. That's a real historical fact. That really happened in history. You know, y'all need to look that up, the whiteout period. Say the white, you know, it depends where you look it up from, because a lot of places lie about the history. During the Dark Ages is a period when black folks, some say the Moors was a calculation of a bunch of black men grouped up together, but the it's when black folks had to dominate the predominant spots throughout Europe. All the big boy spots, that's where the black people was ruling in Europe. A lot of people don't know we used to rule in Europe, and it was called the Dark Ages. Some people try to say it was because of plague. No, that's what white folks say to lie about their history. That's a part of the recreation, the rebirth, the Renaissance period. With that, I just wanted to come and show y'all that color matters. Stop